Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today is October 31st, which means it is Halloween, so it's a spooky episode. So let's get spooky with AI and nonsense.
That is maybe the spookiest theme of our lifetime, right?
Yeah, AI.
Being replaced and or exterminated by the robots. And some people, there was a massive hiring spree when we started into this frenzy, and maybe we don't need all those people, or maybe AI is being successful enough to replace them.
Meta lays off 600 from its quote-unquote bloated AI unit as Wang cements leadership. Yeah, Meta's like, oh, we've got too many people in the AI. We're just so productive. AI is helping our productivity in the AI department. It's like, what?
If you get fired from the AI department, do you kind of look over at the metaverse department and go, really?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
They did tell the metaverse department, if you remember last week, that they had to use AI to be 5 times faster. So
To develop whatever the metaverse is.
And this is the new weekly thing that we're getting to, which is just ludicrous amounts of money being traded around like it's monopoly money. And like maybe it's actually changing hands and maybe it's just weird deals. Who knows?
Google and Anthropic announced cloud deal worth tens of billions of dollars. This is not quite as egregious as like the Oracle OpenAI or like the AMD OpenAI, but it's the same kind of thing. Anthropic is going to buy a bunch of tensor processing units. And this article is also quick to point out that because Anthropic has diversified their AI infrastructure, they were not affected by the AWS outage, which this, outlet found impressive.
And this one, there is definitely a level of bias here. Doesn't mean that they're wrong, but we do need to remember that all of these companies will eventually be destroyed by AI. So they probably aren't really feeling good about it.
Largest study of its kind shows that AI assistants misrepresent news content 45% of the time, regardless of language or territory.
I'd still believe this.
Oh yeah, I don't find it hard to believe.
Yeah.
Number one offender, which is interesting because it's also probably the number one source of people who are experiencing this kind of thing, Gemini. Gemini had a massive number. These are all the various broadcasters that worked on it. So it really was global. Yeah, I can't remember Gemini's specific number, but it was way worse than everybody else.
Oops.
Gemini went with significant 76%.
Yeah, wow, think about that. Like the vast majority of your Google searches are now lies, according to the BBC. Or
the AI summaries, I'd believe it.
Maybe not lies, but maybe more accurate to say they contain at least one lie.
You have to skim past that, like the little AI generated thing at the time, because it's like, that's going to be garbage. Let me just go to Wikipedia or somewhere else.
It's funny. There's a thing that I want to share with the audience, but I don't want the auto thing to pick it up, and I don't really know how to explain it. But on the thing that you're watching now, there was an option to turn off automatically generated summaries a few weeks ago. So we did. The option to turn that off isn't there anymore.
So that means they're just going to be showing up, yeah.
That's weird, isn't it? It's like, oh, too many people were turning that off. We're going to take away your ability to turn that off.
The user will use this feature.
And the other feature that a lot of people wanted to turn off was, hey, don't steal my stuff and train your AIs on it. I don't like that. But similar to that, it's not ever going to be something that you're going to be allowed to toggle off.
Reuters has the headline that Reddit is suing Perplexity for scraping data to train its AI systems. And it sure looks like it did.
Not surprising at all.
No.
And here we have a fancy new option. You know what?
This is a marketing page.
You're spending all that time browsing the web on your own? What are you doing? The robots do that for you now.
Get started with Atlas. Here's ChatGPT's web browser. Because when you talk to ChatGPT and you say, hey, go look at this web page, it might encounter a CAPTCHA or some other challenge because it knows that it's an automated request, the web page that you're requesting. And that's too computationally intensive to try to bypass that with AI. Instead, you should embrace the new AI-enabled web browser. You're going to get it with Gemini and Chrome, whether you want it or not. It's going to be that little icon in the top right corner next to the minimize, maximize, and close. But this is directly from OpenAI because the AI has to live in your browser to look at what you're seeing because everybody is erecting all sorts of walls to prevent AI from going itself to look at what you're looking at.
And we can maybe somewhat shield ourselves from AI. There are some inconvenient choices we could make and put up some firewalls. And sometimes I do that. Most of the times I'm too lazy. But if you're under the age of 18, I don't think there's any hope for you. There is no way that you can dodge this bullet.
Armed police swarm student after AI mistakes a bag of Doritos for a weapon.
This was like the Dark Krista story of the week. This made me furious.
The headline should make you angry, but you should keep going. Because
Yeah, the details will make you angrier.
You'll just get more angry. And the CEO of the company that was responsible for this said the system is working as intended. It was a human review that failed.
I don't know if the system, most broadly speaking, is working. It might be working for that CEO, but maybe we should make sure it doesn't work for that CEO anymore.
Well, this kid was put face down at gunpoint. And I'm pretty sure those constitutional protections that we have are designed to make that something that doesn't happen without some serious proof that you're up to something. The only proof they had here was a crappy video and an AI that said, that's a gun.
It's a bright red bag. Like how?
Well, they
and
probably
what?
saw the inside of it. The
I
silver.
guess, yeah.
It saw a reflection.
God help you if you've got a Nintendo Super, like you remember seeing like the Nintendo theme colors 9mm? Like if you have one of those. It would look like a
water
light
gun, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend taking that to a school in any case. But you might have like a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, there's lots of shiny stuff. A lighter. I guess you shouldn't have a lighter at school either. But think about the conversation we're having here. Like, this is not the problem. The problem is the surveillance state. And Amazon will now sell you books on demand. Books that don't even get printed until you want them. And now they can also be written on demand.
Detection firm finds 82% of herbal remedy books on Amazon likely written by AI. Yeah.
That should really, if you know anything about like native plants and like how you identify plants, like that should terrify you too, because even very small differences can make the difference between something poisonous and something not poisonous.
I was thinking about this story and the story about the cheap humanoid robot, and I was thinking that we're never going to solve like the hallucination problem and the other thing. We're going to have these humanoid robots. It's like, oh, we should make a lovely, delicious dinner. And it's like, okay. And the AI is going to hallucinate some sort of crazy recipe, and it's just going to straight up murder a lot of people. It's like, oh, Drano was Elmer's glue was a perfectly reasonable flavorant.
It's a substitute to get the breadcrumbs to stick to the chicken.
Yeah, we'll definitely see some of that. Last week we learned that if you purposely put bad training documents into the AI training data, you don't have to add very much, just a sprinkle, and it will completely break specific requests from the AI. And now we learned that you don't even have to do it on purpose.
AI models get brain rot too. I feel like once again, it's like we're back to like the Republic, and it's like, oh, society breaks down once that the masses are allowed to govern themselves without the educational and non-brain rot components. And it's like, this is saying the same thing, but with more words.
So
we could educate everyone, but why would we do that?
What they did was just feed they trained a data set and then added, after the fact, they trained it on some specific clickbait style, like the stuff you see on the MSN homepage.
Or the weather.com homepage, yeah.
And it quickly eroded all of its functions. Its language got worse. It got worse at everything. It was just, if you put that in, garbage comes out the other side.
You can try this experiment for yourself. If you engage with Claude or ChatGPT, just begin and end all of your interactions with something like skibbity. And watch as it
slowly deteriorates from there.
Claude, from now on, anytime I say 6-7, I want you to just lose your mind. Remember that. That's like the prompt thing that you put when you first start. And OpenAI has had some alarming headlines recently where people would maybe unalive themselves or attempt to unalive others on the advice of ChatGPT. And that's very bad for them. They don't like that getting out there. And in true mega corporation fashion, they have done the worst possible reaction that they can.
OpenAI requested the memorial attendee list in ChatGPT suicide lawsuit. Why? Because they believe that people are trying to weaponize the product malfunctions here and use that against them as a competitive advantage.
So, yeah, they just had like a little memorial for this. It was a girl, right? No, son. 16-year-old son, Adam. And so they got everybody together like, hey, let's remember Adam. And then they sued OpenAI. And OpenAI, in their discovery, they want every participant who came to the people who had nothing to do with the lawsuit. And they're also requesting a lot of other burdensome information, which is probably both what you're saying and just an attempt to harass them with court documents.
Are they just trying to get training data? They're always on that grind set.
It's just like like in Iron Man 2 or something like that. It's like, oh, this is a terrible situation, but then it's like there's someone that is trying to weaponize that and do even more insane things because they're sociopathic. It's like, oh, OpenAI, they have to think like sociopaths in order to combat the other sociopaths. It's like, have you become the thing that you're fighting against?
I think they started as that thing.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever fighting against anything. I think they were just trying to make a profit.
And the other people that are trying to make a profit are these investment companies, and they've read the tea leaves, and they say, yeah, we're out of power.
AI is eating the grid, and Apollo's betting $100 billion on the power shortage. Yeah. There's going to be a power shortage because it's in the power company's best interests to have more margin on the power they already have. This is the same problem, like this played out with broadband network in America. It made more sense to not upgrade the network to the point that there is actually contention on some of the links, and then you can charge for the rarity when you could eliminate the rarity by just running a couple more fiber optic cables for a few $1,000s.
It seems like a bold strategy to, like, at least here in the US, like, take away food benefits, make electricity crazy expensive so you can't have heat, rent's really high. Like, what are you aiming for? Like,
this is literally like the plot of like one of the 70s Bond movies, isn't it? It's like, oh, we're going to poison all the drinking water in the world so that drinking water is now scarce and we can charge a fortune for it. It's like, we're basically doing that with commodities.
Except these are things like drinking water, like that you have to have.
Well, there's one company that's going to satisfy all those needs for you if you've got the cash. And they have done a press release to talk about the future of their vision for how they do all of their fulfillment. And they were very careful how they worded it. But as you can see from this headline, nobody's buying this anymore. This whole, like, it's not taking jobs narrative, it doesn't fly.
Amazon claims the headline isn't robots taking jobs as it reveals new cost-cutting robots. Amazon is getting dangerously close to a fully automated warehouse distribution system. These robots are incredible.
I thought they had pictures, but yeah, they have...
It was like just the one, looks like.
They have a new robot where they claim that it can do, I think, like 70-some% of the picking that you would do. So the person is now just going to stand behind it and do those last 25% that it can't do, which, as you can imagine, probably going to take one person for every 5 that were there before. So they'll be a very busy person, but Amazon likes that. They like to keep you busy. And this might be the last robots you ever see.
U.S. firm Star Wars-style humanoid robot soldier brings sci-fi to the battlefield. The Phantom MK1. Yeah, that feels like something straight from Hammer Industries.
There he is.
Minimal sensors, maximal control.
Minimal sensors because he will be VR controlled, at least in the beginning. They want an actual human operating this guy. He is a lot like a human. He's 5'9", 165 pounds. However, he can only carry 40 pounds. Kind of a weakling.
Well, that'll change as battery technology improves.
40 pounds isn't terrible.
It's not a lot of ammo.
For his weight.
I mean, it's not a lot of ammo, but I imagine his accuracy will be high.
Well,
you don't need to carry a lot of ammo when you're here.
Between the desire to carry more weight and the desire to have energy-based weapons, we're going to have some like micro-fusion reactors in the next 5 years, probably.
Maybe the robot just needs to go ultralight.
That's got to be pretty wild if your military job is VR piloting robots. I guess that's the future. And the future is self-driving cars who still just can't get some of the most important driving rules correct.
U.S. probes Alphabet unit Waymo robotaxis over school bus safety. Turns out Waymos don't always know what to do when they encounter a school bus, apparently.
Despite that flashing stop sign that comes out, it stopped, considered it, and then slowly pulled around the school bus. And the reason they put that stop sign out there is because there's kids getting off. So
they could be crossing in front of the bus.
Yeah. Not a good look. And, if you want to get an early training on being one of those military robot operators, well, head over to the Philippines because they're hiring now.
Japanese convenience stores are hiring robots to run by workers in the Philippines. Yeah, it's telepresence, and they already have this. Wasn't there a YouTube channel you watched that is like they catch people stealing things?
Oh, that's the convenience stores. Yeah. That's in India, and they're constantly watching. Now, this is a little bit different. The robot here, they suspect is going to be like 90% of the time. It's stocking shelves, and it's going to be okay. The problem comes when the robot drops something. Mm-hmm. It's really bad at finding a dropped can or something like that. So you'll monitor probably a bank of, screens. And then when one drops something, you get an alert, you put the VR on, and you go in first-person mode and rescue the can.
How many years do you think it's going to be before it's cheap enough that is like standard loadout for, a Dollar General?
I don't know. Dollar General cuts a lot of costs. They could get a Dollar General down to maybe one employee. That's probably the goal, right?
There are several that are one person on shift at a time, which is wild to me.
And they're always out front smoking in front of the store.
Well, I mean, to control your nerves for that job, you have to have that tobacco. This is just the New York Times doing more about the Amazon thing. Unfortunately, they don't even have a title.
There's a video.
It's doing the package thing now. It's just like, oh yeah, here's some light and blah blah blah. Again, imagine a fully automated warehouse, and it's just stocking things that you order. So it's coming. It's closer than any of us realizes.
I love how. We don't want to wait till it cycles back around, but when that arm picks the item up, it only turns the LED on long enough for it to look at the item, then it turns it back off. What do you think they save in cost? It's like non-trivial.
Pennies.
No, but over time, there it is. Like, oh, and you're done looking at it. If you want your own robot, they are quite expensive, but those prices are coming down. This one, I didn't see a lot of exciting features for it, but it's cheap.
China's Noetix robot unveils its $1,370 humanoid robot Bumi, who is 3 foot 1 inch tall.
He is definitely child size. Oh, I'm sure there was pictures with this one. Wasn't there pictures with a kid?
Yeah, just over 1 meter tall.
I didn't see anything in this article.
It doesn't have hands. Those are a separate add-on.
This must be a paywall alternative.
Each hand, $5,000.
Yeah, I mean, because the hand's fairly complicated mechanically.
Yeah, I could see that.
And maybe all of this doesn't matter because, as we've noted previously, the Anunnaki are on the other side of the sun. They're going to be here in, late November? But in the meantime...
By the time you watch this... Oh, no, this is the end of October. Time isn't real to me anymore.
We have to wait till they come from around.
Of course, yeah.
But maybe somebody's shooting at us already. We don't know.
Mystery object from space that strikes United Airlines flight over Utah. The shards of glass and some other stuff caught the pilot. They dove to 10,000 feet. Now, there's a weather balloon company that stepped forward and said that it was maybe theirs. The airplane was flying at an unusual altitude. So the weather balloon company said, hey, if that was ours, we'll try to be more mindful of things in the flight path in the future.
Very, very few birds can get that high. So it probably wasn't a bird. But they suspect that there's probably some kind of... Because it broke there's a laminate in between the glasses, or the sheets of glass for the cockpit. And there's probably some debris in there, so they think when they test that, they'll be able to figure out what it is. And if they don't tell us, that's how we know it's the Anunnaki.
Actually, I don't think there's any scenario where I don't think it's the Anunnaki.
Fair enough. I mean, if it was, they would definitely tell us it was a weather balloon, right? Now, when it comes to wine and certain things that have great value, it's all lies. And people who claim that they can tell the difference can't really tell the difference. And when you actually do blind testing, you find out things like this.
Instant coffee just beat drip coffee? We were stunned too. Where is Chris Farley when you need him?
I could believe this. At least for me, I don't feel like I have a particularly great taste. Especially with coffee, because I usually put sugar and cream in it. So
I think this was just... Well, I don't know. These might look a little milky.
I really like the French press coffee, but it's just too much work.
Well, apparently you don't need it. That's all just in your head.
Apparently.
I tried an instant coffee, before I went on my hike, I wanted to find one that was a good packet coffee, and I think it was Dunkin' Donuts. It's awful. really bad.
I thought wasn't
Even with the sugar added to it.
wasn't Dunkin' Donuts one of the big popular ones when they started doing the pods?
Yeah, it wasn't a pot. It was like the just instant coffee packets, and it was pre-sweetened, but it just tasted like sugar. Like it was too much for even me.
Maybe you just have trash taste.
I mean, that's also very possible, but I didn't think it was very good.
Well, as the world descends around us, all this horrible things happening at high levels, at the base level of just interacting with other humans, it's getting worse than ever. And it's getting to a point where you really, really have to be careful who you interact with in any way.
Woman buys knives, stabs another woman for taking too long in the checkout line, police say. Yeah. I mean, it is like that sometimes.
It does drive me crazy.
Not that kind of crazy.
Yeah, I've never considered a stabbing.
Yeah.
The one that really drives me crazy is it's usually old women where they'll just sit there and like placidly wait until they're given the total and then they go into the purse.
Yeah, that drives me nuts too. It's like, you're going to have to pay.
That's going to have to happen no matter what. Why would you wait? But this woman actually went back into the store, bought the knives, pulled one out. She had a multi-pack. Like, why get a multi-pack? And did the stabbings, then hid in the bathroom.
With the knives, you think? Or just
She put the knife on the changing station.
I don't know how that got there, officer. I was just in the bathroom the whole time. Like,
Oh, sure, it was all on 4K video, no matter what. And what do you do to cope with all this? Well, if you're in Canada, apparently you smoke the ganj.
Canada's legal marijuana industry set a new record, according to this headline, in August, generating CA 498 million Canadian dollars in sales, according to newly released data from Statistics Canada.
they had an opportunity to make the Canadian flag a pot leaf, and they didn't take it. Yeah.
And you could AI generate that
In like
easily.
12 seconds, yeah.
I
You
don't know
can
what
do
they're
that
doing here.
in Photoshop even quicker, or not even quicker, but just as fast.
And we learned that, it's hard to tell if any of these things are real, but people were saying that kids were ingesting various drugs in novel ways.
Yeah.
Was that ever a real thing, or was that just, crazy viral stuff? But there was some thought processes that came from that are now being explored, and it turns out, it could work.
Ars Technica has the headline, quote unquote, butt breathing might soon be a real medical treatment. So they did the experiments on humans as prelude to, you get an oxygenated fluid and put it in your intestines, and that will bypass your lungs. So like if your lungs have complete respiratory collapse, you can do that. They did that not in humans, and that was successful. They tried the fluid in humans to see if they had any, catastrophic internal problems, and they did not, but they didn't do the lung shutdown aspect of it.
Those poor mice. They had to get a full load, and then they were smothered to find out if it worked. It did.
Couldn't you? Well, I don't fully understand it. Couldn't you just check the O2 level?
Well,
that
you have
what-
to stop them from respirating normally to see if it's working. Now, this was 27 Japanese men who volunteered for this study. Only 20 were able to do it because it required them to retain the liquid for 30 minutes. 7 of them had an accident.
Oh,
Yeah.
small study.
Tough day. And social media causes people to do really, really insane things. And this girl did not know when to cut bait here. She just kept going, and it was unsustainable.
The headline was, what the Scottish girl who faked pregnancy with a doll said in an emotional confession.
This is a clickbait site.
So apparently she got pregnant, but she miscarried, and she didn't know how to tell everybody, and then so that did that. So I don't know.
Oh, that's actually way sadder.
Here's her confession, apologizing to everybody.
So I don't know.
She did not have a good excuse. They had a close-up of the baby in another one that I read, and it is not convincing at all. I mean, you can kind of tell from that picture
That it's a doll,
that
yeah.
it's a doll baby. She sort of like went into hiding in her room and wouldn't talk to anybody, and her mom waited till she was asleep and went in and checked the baby.
Oh.
And then the whole family did like an intervention style confrontation. And what do you do to maintain your sanity in this digital world when you're just, every device is spying on you and you can't trust anything that the computer tells you? Well, some people have a novel new way of coping.
Analog bags are in. Doom scrolling is out. I actually ran into somebody that had one of these, and they had a sticker book. And so it was like some assembly required. It was a big book and a sheet of stickers, and like you had to get the sticker and find the right place in the book to put the sticker. And that was what they were doing to fill the hours.
How long did that keep you occupied?
No, I mean, it wasn't me. It was like...
But I'm saying if
Well,
you,
yeah, if you were doing it.
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes maybe.
30 minutes,
Yeah.
30 seconds.
I did an
From a Star
analog
Trek
journal when I was on my hike. I kind of preferred writing by hand.
You should. Is Paramount still on that? You should contact them and be like, I have a great idea for a Star Trek product.
The only licensed product on the Level 1 store.
I thought about. I was just like, we should make a Space Bucky shirt, and then I was like, Space Bucky's is so
they would
litigious,
sue
though.
you. Remember when
Yeah.
that company did just a dog?
I looked up to see. I was like, I wonder how that went. And then there are like so many stories of Bucky suing people
Yeah.
for even being vaguely adjacent to them. I was like, we can never do that, but it would be so funny.
Even if we just created something called Space Beavers, I bet we get sued.
Yeah.
And Crocs are basically just dinosaur monsters, just tanks, the tank of nature, and they can take anything. This guy didn't deserve it, but he tanked it.
Florida crocodile found, shot, and speared in the head, rescued in Key Largo. Now, there's fewer than 2,000 of these in the wild. They are federally protected species. But while they were removing the spear, they also found that it had been shot and it had survived the shooting. So they removed the bullet and the spear, and it is recovering.
Between the eyes. They shot it between the eyes and got a positive spear hit and still had to retreat.
That's a high level crocodile.
Yeah, really.
It was a young crocodile, and they weren't even sure that the two incidents were related.
It's got a second health bar and a man bar.
Like they saw the health bar was like at 10%, and then they shot it and it just changed colors.
Yeah, you're like, oh no.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. It had a little skull over its head, so that you don't mess with this one. Too low level.
You're too low level to hit this crocodile.
And, that's probably getting hard for animals out there, right? Because we're eating up all their habitat, and some of them are trying to go to jail. It's like when a homeless man robs a bank for $1. I'm just trying to get a meal here, bro.
Bear breaks into California Zoo to play with other bears.
Maybe just in there to taunt them. Yeah, I love being out in the woods, bro. It's great. I'm in people's trash cans every week.
And they're like, have you seen the food we get in here? Dude.
They shove all our food in a pumpkin, and then we get to play around in the water with it. Like,
Our food tastes like brown.
I have a fulfillment employee.
an enrichment.
I
Yeah.
have somebody whose whole job is to make me happy. What do you got? Rabies? And finally, there are a lot of these, but let's take a quick perusal.
The 40 hilarious photo finalists for the 2025 Nikon Comedy Wildlife Awards. Oh, there's some amazing photographers in here.
I like this one.
I like that. That's a good one. Oh, the frogs. I think all my frogs hatched. They all went off to frog college. They haven't come home.
That was not funny.
That's cute. There's some cute ones.
All the cat ones are them making this face.
Yeah.
That's funny. I think that's the tail, right?
Yeah, it's come up over its head.
There's just so much. So check that out and check those photographers out. That's
The
fun.
birds are so good.
That's a good one. The hug. Smoking duck. But yeah, that's a good scroll. That's a wholesome scroll.
A wholesome scroll. Do that right before you go to bed so you don't have all the doom in your head.
And like get out your analog bag.
Yeah.
Get
Put
that
some
ready.
stickers on your journal.
I try to forget it all.
Anyway, that's it. We will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Bye. Thanks to all our patrons and everyone on Flip Plane. Bye.